Welcome to Wonderful Wine Women, a series where we explore the stories of exceptional women who have not only embraced the challenge of a traditionally male-dominated industry, but have also succeeded in their pursuit. I'm Federica Zanghirella, a sommelier, wine expert and filmmaker, and I'm delighted to share with you the inspiring stories of these wonderful women. Throughout the series, we will discuss challenges and victories, brave choices and resilience. We will engage in conversations with strong women who have found success in an environment where their presence was once considered unconventional. Together we will explore the world of wine through their perspective as successful women in the industry. So pour yourself a glass of your favorite wine and join me in celebrating these wonderful wine women who continue to leave a mark in the exciting world of wine. Cheers! The second wonderful wine woman is Adriana Valentini, a talented and knowledgeable sommelier who brought her passion for wine to a highly professional level. After obtaining her sommelier qualification and degree, she started working on luxury cruise ships and in Michelin-starred restaurants in Milan. In 2014, she moved to London, working as the head sommelier for five-star establishments such as the Corinthia and the Caprice Holding, eventually reaching the position of head of beverage at the prestigious Oxford and Cambridge Club.
Hello, I'm Adriana Valentini. I'm Italian. I come from Milano. I was raised and born there. And I discovered wine by traveling around the world. First encounter was in Beaune, in Burgundy, where I took an English course about wine. And I started seeing that what the wine world was all about. And when I came back to Milano, I discovered that there was an Italian sommelier association called ICE. And the journey started from there. So absolutely a great journey. It took me back to 15 years ago when my entire world changed. So the passion grew, and I saw that I was able to probably get into wine as I wanted with my passion, discovering what was behind a label, what was inside a glass, and the most important part was meeting producers. And probably this is the ground that took me further to get my degree also with the WSET, and to move to London eventually in 2014 to pursue a career in wine in terms of probably the range that I wanted. So being a woman in the wine business with my own rules. I started as a head sommelier in five-star hotels. Then my knowledge went back to what the executive role of a head sommelier is. That was more into what a lady in wine can do, so F&B, for food and beverage manager, leading a team, teaching, coaching them, and getting to know more what drinks are in the drinks business. I think that sommelier communicator is the one that really links to my own passion, because I can develop what my knowledge is about and at the same time listen to the people that are around me. And being in the wine business for more than a decade has helped me also to show the new generation, to new youngest people approaching this world, to really understand that we are humble enough to be around the wine producers, but also to be someone that can communicate the wine in a better way thanks to our knowledge. So I would say that starting your wine career as a woman in wine is always daunting. When you approach this world is male-driven. The best way for a woman to start to get around it is to get to know what men in this role have been doing for ages, and then to give yourself time to construct your own approach. Women in wine are always more gentle, are always more understandable, and are good listeners. I think these are the plus. I think that the women have a gentle touch, but also a very firm approach. We want to get things done. And this is the most important bit. The percentage is still 60-65 men and 40-45 women. So still on the men-oriented, but we are on the rising. Women get to know more what they want first. They are more open to try to get around a position, starting from the very lower position, and then to rise to the point that they get the highest position. Men normally, when go to a job interview, they want straight away the highest position. And they don't understand that sometimes being humble enough to get to know what the dynamics of a place are more important to get to the right position straight away. Probably follow your passion is a good way to start this career. I would recommend to start this career to any younger woman trying to approach this world because it's fun, it's so much interesting, and you meet so much nice people in this world. Of course, there are some steps that any young woman has to consider before to approach this career. First of all, to get your degree. So whatever you do, you need to have a base to start from, definitely. And second, probably would be to get yourself familiar with traveling. So the more you drink, the more you travel, the more you encounter people and get to understand their products, the better is to make yourself very much into this world with a position, with an approach that is clear, understandable, and probably with business oriented. You need to be humble because we learn every single day. So whatever you think you know, it may change tomorrow. So it's important to get yourself familiar and never stop learning, which is something that you need to be prepared before you start this career. You can just say, oh, I've done this for the last 10 years, I'm done. No, you always learn every single day because the bottle you open today will be different from the bottle you open tomorrow. Because it's not just reading or getting familiar with the knowledge on the books. You need to get active, to go around, to see with your own eye, and to taste every single bottle you can. Whether it's your favorite, whether it's your least favorite. You always have to have this kind of palate in 360 degrees. The more you taste, the more you get familiar with the grape, the more you get familiar with the style of wine. I think that the sommelier courses give you the tool to see if you are good at, but if you're really passionate about it, it's something that whether you have or you're not, it's something inside you. You can develop it as long as you pursue your career, but it's something that you have or you don't have. And I think that sommelier is a big word just to say someone that is really passionate about wine. A sommelier can be a storyteller. He is your encyclopedia in front of you that can tell you why you should go for a wine instead of the other, and probably also tell you a little bit more about, apart from the technical stuff, what the producer wanted to create, which is the really charming of every single wine. I think the smile is always a good icebreaker because you never know the way and why a person, a guest, is there. And then, of course, you get along to understand why and how you can make his own experience even better. If I go back to one of my fondest memory I have, it was on a night when we delivered a very VIP service with 100 guests, and we were just working with big format bottles. So we were talking about Matusalem, we were talking about very much high volume wines of a specific Bordeaux Chateau. And on that occasion, I was left to open this format just by myself, with the risk that we had just one bottle for each vintage. And we were talking about 2016, 1996, and of course 2006. So for me, it was a one-off experience to try my skills with an opener, with the correct temperature of serving, and to be sure that that bottle could fit 100 guests. So I had one-off possibility to get it right. It's a fond memory because, of course, the night went well, and the success of also opening the bottle in the correct way made me realize that I could deliver the service I was asked. Of course, the producer was present, and for me to be there to get myself familiar with who he was in front of me with his own wine, that for me is one of my best fond memories I have. I used to recall a couple of events in which I was not considered the one correct for the job. One was relating to a gentleman coming to me and asking to speak to the manager for an issue that this person had with the service of a wine. And of course, I introduced myself and I said that if he had any queries or any issue with what he has drunk, he could have talked to me and I could have been of help. And he asked me like a couple of times, can I talk to the real manager? So he underestimated my position and my way of saying who I was. Eventually, this gentleman, I must say, after a few months, because he was a regular, he completely turned his behavior and he was instead very much fond of me. But it took me 6 months to get to know him, to get his trust, and to eventually make him change his mind. The second episode that I recall, it was working on a cruise ship line where my manager at that time was particularly, I would say, fond of women, and when he saw me brand new, as a colleague, he started to be more close to me, not professional-wise. He started probably not behaving the right way by obstructing me or not giving me the right time off I used to ask because he wanted something back. And that was something that for me is still in my mind, because if I probably were there in another way, male, so a male sommelier, this would have never happened. Still, that person was addressed, and of course I reported it, so I made sure that something would never happen to another woman. I was probably lucky enough to choose wisely when I interview for a job, or probably to make sure that since the very early beginning to show who I was. So pretty tough in terms of making sure the position were clear, but on the other way to let them understand that I was there for a purpose, so I was not there for fun. So that for me was something very important. So after many months of thinking about doing this, alongside with my husband, we decided to move back to our place of origin, so Italy. And this decision took us many sleepless nights. We have made pros and cons tons of time, but we thought that probably after more than a decade spent in London, be able to build something for us in our own country and in the wine business was for me something that I really want to pursue. Yes, I see myself now in Italy with a bright future ahead, still whether to decide whether it will be.
Thank you very much and good luck, Adriana.
Thank you very much for having me today, Federica.